the mission San Juan Bautista. Have you ever been here? If not, let me tell you all about it. As you can see next to me is Saint John the Baptist, but as we pronounce in Spanish, San Juan Bautista. And it is said on winter solstice, it looks like Saint John the Baptist is holding the sun between his hands. I'll talk more about that later. As you can see, the bell towers behind me were only reconstructed in 2010. Why? Because of the many earthquakes that were in the area. And the church and the whole mission has been damaged in the 1800 earthquake and the 1906. Because the priests did not know it, but Mission San Juan Bautista was built right next to the San Andreas fault line. And look at all this rich farmland that was also once owned by the mission. And it's not just the San Andreas fault line, it's also El Camino Real. Now, let's talk more about that. This is El Camino Real. Now, you already talked a little bit about it, but what El Camino Real is that all the priests tried to make it so it would be a one-day's trip away from each other. And Mission San Juan Bautista is right here. Now, the bells on El Camino Real were very interesting because you might be thinking, well, how would I be able to ring a bell that was that tall? Answer is, there used to be a rope that would go all the way to the floor. So if you fell off your horse and got bit by a rattlesnake, you could ring the bell and somebody from one of the missions would come and help you. Mission San Juan Bautista was established June 24th, 1797. It is also called the Mission of Music because one of the founding fathers loved music. Mission San Juan Bautista is also 1 hour away from San Jose going to the south. Let's go inside and explore Mission San Juan Bautista because it has 220 years of history. This is now the gift shop of Mission San Juan Bautista, but it used to be the Padres quarters. As you can see behind me is a fireplace because Mission San Juan Bautista rooms used to have at least 1 to 2 fireplaces. And if you're lucky, you might get to see the mission's mascot, Sula. Look, here she is. And there she goes. So now we're inside Mission San Juan Bautista. This is the area where they used to feed thousands of Native Americans. And these are some examples of sculptures that could have been found in this area. Now, follow me to the museum. These are some items that have been recovered from the original mission. And as you can see over there, isn't that a nice shelf? It's literally put into the wall. Bet you haven't seen one of those. And if you look over here, there is some additional plaster drawing that is original. And over here is a real model of the original San Juan Bautista. Because unfortunately, due to an earthquake, half of it was destroyed, leaving it only in an L shape. This mission was built by 6 criminally insane patients and 1 occupational therapist. Why were they chosen? Well, as you can see over here in the church, the detail in everything, because one of the patients had such a passion for detail that even if one line was missing, he would not let it miss his sight. And the others because of their artistic ability. And as you can see over When I first saw it, I thought it was just a triangle in the wall with a rope down the middle. Maybe it was a bell or something. But after further examination, I found out what it was. It's to tell you that if the mission is tilted, and as you can see right now, the mission is slightly tilted. And as you can see over here, there's been some adobe bricks that have been revealed in the wall. As you can see that the wall has been made of wooden beams and adobe bricks. Now, let's go into the next room. Welcome to the music room! As I stated before, Mission San Juan Bautista is called the Mission of Music because one of the founding fathers had such a passion for music that he wrote all of these choir books. As you can see over here, all the choir books and books that were recovered from the original church were made. But let me show you my favorite item. Have you ever seen a book this big? Didn't think so. He handmade this book and color-coded it so it would be easier for the choir to see. Now, let's go into the next room. This is a reconstructed dining room of where the Bautades used to eat. As you can see, there is another shelf built into the wall back there. This is some of the dishes and silverware that the Bautades would use. And can you see that far window back there? That window, the kitchen was right behind. So people would be making food in the back, and then they would spin around the piece of wood, and there'd be food on the other side. Let's go into the next room. Remember the window when we were in the Bautades dining room? Guess what? We have found the other side, as you can see behind me. This was the kitchen area. As you can see, that they had several fireplaces, so they could cook food quicker. And as you can see, there's more grinding stones here as well. And the reason that the door spun around and it was empty on one side is so that the fathers would not be disturbed by all the cooking and the smoke. This is the Victoria Room, also known as the Bautades quarters. Take a look around this beautiful room. Do you see that organ over there? Yeah, there's a story that says that there was some Indians that were going to attack the mission, and the Bautades didn't know what to do, so he just started playing the organ. And as the Indians laid down their weapons, they asked him to play more because they've never heard the organ before and they thought it was an amazing sound. Now I will show you what San Juan Bautista Bautades used to wear. These are some of the cloaks that the fathers used to wear for Mass on different occasions. Some of them came from China, Italy, France, and Persia. I just want to take a minute to talk about the architecture. As you can see, onto my right has been reconstructed, and onto my left is original. Now since they didn't have nails back then, they had to rely on leather straps. I also wanted to talk about the architecture and how deep these walls are. Look at this. The walls in Mission San Juan Bautista are at least 3 to 5 feet thick. 3 to 5 feet. That's pretty pretty thick. And as you can see right here is an earthquake warning because this is an unenforced masonry building. So you may not be safe inside of Mission San Juan Bautista if there's an earthquake. This is Mission San Juan Bautista's garden. As you can see, it's a very nice garden. Let's just hope that one of these cactuses don't fall anytime soon. It's not going to be pretty. And as you can see, since it's winter, not a lot of things are in bloom. But I'm sure if you come here in the springtime, you could see all the rose bushes. Mission San Juan Bautista's bells, as you can see a replica of one here, are not here. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why are they not in San Juan Bautista? Well, answer is, the bells were made in Spain, and they got damaged in San Juan Bautista, so they sent them to be repaired. And the people who were making the bells found out that the bells were made of pure silver, so they replaced them with brass replicas, so therefore the original bells are lost. Over here, you can see this is a very nice display of missions from all the way to the first one, all the way to the last one. The chapel is the oldest part of San Juan Bautista because this used to be the original church before the other church was built. And it's used for very special occasions. And it used to be a storage room, and believe it or not, then it became a basketball court. But now it has been restored to its original form. Now, let me show you something many people don't know. You see that hole right there? That was used so cats could get in. They had a hole and a lot of doors, so the cats could go in through the holes and take care of all the rodents. Because there were no exterminators. There were no mouse traps. Best thing you could have was a cat. Welcome to the church. Take a look around.
This church is the biggest of all 21 missions and is the only church that has 3 separate aisles. The 6 saints behind the altar are all made of wood. The arches down the middle were added later in the church's history, but it is unknown whether they were added for support or decoration.
This is where they used to baptize people. This was for small people, for like babies, and this was for more bigger people. On winter solstice, light perfectly hits that window, and it perfectly hits the altar. And the priests say that it's how they bless the sacrament. Believe it or not, a priest was buried on the altar. It was the founding priest, too. Thanks for taking a look at the San Juan Bautista Mission Church with me. Now we are going to walk into the cemetery. Welcome to the San Juan Bautista Cemetery. As you can see behind me, over 4,000 Native Americans were buried. And right behind the wall is a San Andreas fault line. And if you look over here, this is Asunciano Solano. And this is a special marker that because she was the last Native American of the original tribe that used to live here. Mission San Juan Bautista was a good place to stay overnight if you were traveling to Mission San Carlos to the south and Mission Santa Clara to the north. Mission San Juan Bautista is currently 50% left is standing due to the many earthquakes in the area. Mission San Juan Bautista is also one of the missions that has been serving Mass every weekend since the day it opened. And it is also a very good place to stay with your families. I hope you liked my tour. Mission San Juan Bautista was built June 24th, 1797. Aiden, pay attention. This is the Victoria Room, also known as the Bottomless Quarters. Take a look at this beautiful... This is the Victoria...
Come on, man.
Oh, God. Okay.
Again. Don't tell me he's got the hiccups now.
I do.
You do? Oh, no.
I just gotta speak on one voice. This is the Victoria Room.
That leg don't waste it.
Look, smell, but don't cut. Mira, huele, pero no cortes. Those are the rules in the garden. I wanted to show you these grinding stones over here. This is where they used to grab flour and pretty much grind it into flour. Look, smell, but don't cut. Mira, hueles, pero no cortes. Those are the rules in the San Juan Bautista garden.